All right, hi. So, this is going to be the makeup lesson for Sam. I don't have tons of time because I've been messing around with my computer settings. I've been trying to get things set so that we can do our Christmas cards, our digital Christmas cards next week. And I kind of keep experimenting, and time got a little bit away with me today, so I apologize for that. So, Sam, we're going to do a couple things in your lesson today. First thing, we're going to go over your theory test that came back. I'm sure your mom told you you scored well. I'm just going to go ahead and show you what you got and what you missed on your theory test. And also, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get you started on a new song. I'm going to give you a new Christmas song. I'm going to scan it in, send it as an email to your mom so that you can work on that this week also, okay? You don't have to have that song, the new Christmas song, ready for next week to do a recording. It's fine if you don't record that one. It's fine if you do. I just need to give you something new to do because you're way too smart to just have you keep working on the same stuff. So, first things first, let's go straight to theory test. I'm going to see if I can get over to my other camera here. Okay. This other camera seems a lot clearer than it usually does, which is good, but it's also off center. So that's what I kept messing around with, seeing if I could get it to center out. And apparently I can't tonight, but I'll keep working on it. So all in all, you have a great score. You made an 88. All right, so you're only 2 points away from a silver, or rather a bronze medal. So you should be very, very pleased with that. The things, I know it's horrible that you get a really good score and then the first thing that we do is turn around and say what you missed, right? I'm sure that that can be frustrating, but everybody always wants to know, oh, what did I miss? So here you go. On question number 3, it says use whole notes and print the note that's above, right? So I'll try to put this in better frame. And you'll have this next week when you come to your lesson. I'll give it to you. It said to print a C, and you printed an E. Said print an E, and you gave me a G. Said a G, and you did a B, okay? These would be correct for treble clef, but not bass clef. Treble clef, yes. Bass clef, no. And then the G also. You gave me 3 treble notes and 2 bass clef notes. So that's where the error was there. Now, I remember when we did the test, I looked at you and I said, I'm going to reread question number 3. Make sure, double check. And you nodded your head and then you didn't double check it. So next time, double check, because I was trying to get you. Same thing happened another place on the test, all right? So it's not bad to double check. Just right there, if you double checked, you would have had a medal. That would have put you over the top, okay? So you did very, very well. Always double check. And if the teacher looks at you and says, you might want to do that again, that's a clue, okay? Okay, so moving on. That was all you missed on page 1. On page 2, you missed the number of beats that this rest gets. Yeah? You put that this gets 1 beat, and it's actually a half rest, so it gets 2. You actually erased 2 and put in 1. I can see the 2. You probably can't on the camera, but I can see the 2 under the 1. You second guessed yourself there, which is a bummer. But the good news is I can tell that you know what you're talking about. In this one, this was the other one that I reread it to you, and I said the arrow is pointing to the number, but oh well. Okay, so we had 3 4 time. 1 2 3 bar line. 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 So you got it at the end. I think probably by accident. But these didn't have 3 beats in them, okay? So those were the points that you missed there. In this one, it said to circle the flat. You circled the sharp. These things happen, you know, like we get in the test and our brains kind of lock down. The half rest, you circled the quarter rest. The quarter rest, you circled the sharp. Don't know what happened there, right? And then in the ear training, you did very, very well, especially with this part. You got nothing wrong in this part, and this was the hardest down here. But in the same or different part is where you missed. And those can be a little tricky too, but really this one is the hardest one. So good work with that one. Okay, so you missed a couple points there. And you didn't get your bonus point, bummer, right? Because remember we talked about it, it can only be 5 G major, 5 finger pattern, 5 fingers, 5 notes, right? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that couldn't be it, right? And it was the G major pattern, so it would have been G, A, B, C, D. When you put your fingers in the G pattern, which keys will those fingers be on? That's what they wanted you to write on your bonus question. So you didn't get the bonus, but you did very, very well. In some bizarre world, if you really wanted to try again for a medal, then you can. You could pay $5 and torture yourself on a Saturday morning in February, but I'd say you've passed. If things work out and you get to do the ensemble, which I would love, you've already passed. So that is one of the hardest parts of getting into the ensemble, is making sure that you've got this theory test behind you, and you do. So that's a great congratulations. You've just started taking piano lessons a few months ago, and it's a great score. So you're doing very, very well. All right, enough with that boring old theory stuff, and let's learn something new. The piece that I'm going to assign you is going to be God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Some quick things to look at before I start playing it for you. You have some A's to start with for this one. And then you have E, D, C, B, A, G, right? Which means that it's going to, of course, it's going to use both hands for you, but I'm just showing you that it's E, D, C, B, A, G. They're all in a row, right? And then it's going to come back up. A, B, C, D, E. So you basically get, so that's not too hard, right? And then it's going to happen again on the second line. Okay? So one of the reasons why I went ahead and picked this one is so that you could, it's very much like lines, like little parts of scales, and that makes it a little bit easier to read. Not that chord in the way. Not that you need it to be easier to read, right? Because you're reading very well. But since you're not here in person, I thought that I would just go ahead and do this one with you. All right, so quick look at this one. Your hand position, I'm trying to get my head out of the shot. Your hand position. So not thumbs sharing, but next to each other. Sorry. So, some things that you can do while you're going through this one. Notice it does have those sorts of passages where they're just going up and down by step, right? On page 2, to save us all from Satan's power. That one, okay? When you get to that place, it is going to skip around quite a bit. You're going to have... Look at it again so I don't make that mistake again. So that one skips 2 keys, right? It's a pretty big skip. And then you'll have the... So in that measure where you have the joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Those are 8s again. We had some of that, I think, in your jingle bells. So you'd have 1, hold, 1, hold, 2, 3, right? Or 1, hold, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then you've got your scale going up. And I think you'll enjoy this one. In fact, because I think that you're going to do really well with this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you the accompaniment part so you can play along, okay? So, I'll go fairly slowly, but I think you'll get the hang of it because the accompaniment to this one is really pretty cool. You would have the first note, and since you're not here to help me with that, I'm going to play the first note for you so you can play along with it later when you watch this video. Okay? So you would have 1, 2, 3, play. All right, so to give you a little extra clue, I will sing along this time. I'm not going to sing my beautifulest, but I'll sing along so that way you can have an idea of how the parts will fit together, just in case you're like, okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. All right, so that way you have an idea of how those parts are going to fit together. And of course, you won't have to watch the video with me singing. You won't have to keep going. You can just back up and do the other one after you get the idea. So I hope that you have a great week this week. I'm about to go ahead and record Kyla's lesson before my next lesson shows up. If you have any questions or need anything, let me know. Bye, Sam.